What's up, guys? Just want to welcome you to episode 6 of the Manky Boot podcast. Remember, you can always follow us on our YouTube and Twitter. The details will be in the description below. We're back again with Roadman AK, and today we're joined by a new guest, Lamin.
Yo, what are you saying, guys?
Clearly, AK and I thought that we were fucking up so bad. We were never on time with anything. We'd always ramble a bunch of times, so we figured to invite Lamin in to keep us in check.
Yeah, man, that's what I'm here to do, and hopefully I can chime in with some good football knowledge as well, you know?
Yeah, man. Anytime you're ready. AK, what's up? You got something to say to the people?
No, I'm fucking fuming, but I'm happy Lamin's here to keep us in check. Because not gonna lie, we chat a load of shit like constantly. So Lamin's just here to make sure we're not fucking idiots, basically.
Yeah, calm. Yeah, man.
I feel like AK has been filming for like 2 weeks in a row now.
Yeah.
2 weeks. We beat Leicester last week.
Yeah. All right. Fine.
Yeah. So fucking pipe down, you little prick. You know what? I've been fuming for about 3 hours, bruv. That's it.
3 hours.
Well, whenever the fucking game. Actually, no. I've been fuming since 2 p.m. because that's when the game kicked off.
You've been fuming from kickoff, man.
Fam, I was fuming from kickoff.
West Ham dominated you from kickoff.
Actually, no, that's a lie.
First game of the weekend.
Right.
So first game of the weekend, we had Spurs Leicester.
Yeah, we did. Leicester won that, didn't they? 2-1.
2-1.
Were any of you guys sober enough to watch it?
Yeah, I watched that game, bro.
I followed it. I didn't get to watch it, but you know, I always follow Spurs because I want to see them lose as a West Ham fan. You know, that's a personal one for me, and it's good for Leicester as well. You know, because they're pushing on up the table, so it's good.
Well, Leicester are a good team. I like the way that they play, to be honest.
Yeah, like they're very solid.
Yeah, that midfield, like I'm envious of that midfield, bro. Like Maddison, Tillmans, and Ndidi. That's better than most. It's definitely better than Arsenal's midfield. It's better than United's midfield. Probably better than Spurs's as well.
Ooh, I don't know.
That's questionable.
Well, they dominated the Spurs midfield yesterday, so.
And on paper, I think Spurs' midfield is decent because they got Eriksen. They play.
Well, Eriksen didn't play yesterday. I think it was. Well, when I say midfield, I mean like central midfield and DM. Eriksen's of a number 10, innit? They've got Harry Winks and Ndombele and Sissoko. They're decent players.
Harry Winks is overrated in my opinion.
He's one of them. He's just like a consistent 6 or 7 out of 10 performer. He'll just keep the ball ticking, keep it rolling, and he won't do anything spectacular. But at the same time, he won't do anything like overly shit that you'd think he needs to get the fuck out.
He's just like
normal guy.
He's Mark Noble, but without like the passion.
Yeah. How old is he? Like 23, 24?
I think so. He's quite young, yeah.
What's up with Eric Dyer? Is he hurt?
I don't know what he's doing.
I think he's just out of favour, to be honest. Yeah, he's got. Well, I was about to say he's getting on a bit, but I don't think he is actually. I just think he's.
No, he's still quite young.
He's 25. Yeah, he's not as mobile as Pochettino wants him to be. Like that's why he's phased out Eric Dyer and Victor Wanyama because they're just too static in the midfield.
Yeah.
So Spurs took the lead early with a nice little goal from Kane, right? A little fumbling, wobbly strike.
That was a fantastic finish. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, that was off balance. He was pushed to the floor. He was on the floor when he struck the ball.
The connection he got on that shot as well was like mad.
Yeah, he kicked it into the ground, didn't it?
Yeah, I always say this. Harry Kane is one of those guys where he can hit the target from anywhere and do in any action. That's his thing. He won't necessarily do that.
I'd compare him to. It'd probably be Teddy Sheringham.
Yeah, like once the ball's at his feet, he's like from set pieces, like from free kicks, he's half decent.
Mate, did you see the Euros? The Euros and the World Cup when he took them free kicks, bro?
Yeah.
Nah.
You know what? I think he's dangerous all around. But one thing I don't like about Harry Kane, I feel like he looks for the penalty too much.
Oh hell yeah.
He's always looking for it.
See, like as a striker, I think that you should have that element to your game, like be a bit smart, like take the contact, but then they're taking it too far. You know what I mean? It's like try and stay on your feet, because a lot of times those opportunities where these players are dropping for no reason, like you could stay on your feet and maybe tuck it away. You know?
Yeah.
Do you think he goes to ground easy because there have been times in previous seasons where he has felt contact and he has gone down but hasn't been given the penalty?
I think it's a mentality from Tottenham Hotspur in general. Eric Lamela, Dele Alli, they're all notorious divers on that team.
Yeah, I can agree. And the thing is, I don't understand, because they have the quality to create goals anyway.
Well, I think there's that whole disharmony within the squad, because obviously Ericsson wants to leave, Alderweireld and Vertonghen are in the final year of their contract. Pochettino publicly stated that he wants Danny Rose to leave. You know, he didn't take him on pre-season tour with him. So there's definitely that disharmony within the squad, and Pochettino prides himself on his man management skills, but I think he's, you know, the board...
He overrates himself in that regard.
Yeah, he hasn't helped himself, but I think the board hasn't helped as well with their contract renewals and the players that they've brought in, or the lack of players that they've brought in, shall I say.
So,
but I mean, we're slating off Tottenham, but equal credit needs to be given to Leicester, because they played
for real.
well.
Yeah, it took the game. I mean, they were at home. You're expecting them to kind of give you a fight, but for them to win the game, I mean, still it's impressive against Spurs.
Yeah, to come back from 1-0 down is pretty decent. But VAR intervened, didn't they, with Serge Aurier? Spurs could have been 2-0 up.
Yeah, you know what I think about VAR, you know? Like, I'm not going to lie, that was a bit ridiculous. Like, do you really think that inch would have given Son that much of an advantage to create that goal?
It wasn't even an inch.
It did. Offsides is offsides. I mean, it's pretty black and white. We can't be...
Well, that's the thing. It wasn't black and white. It wasn't black and white, because the way VAR deals with things, they deal it in picture frames. So from the moment the ball was struck, the picture that they used was taken once the ball had left the foot. And because there's such fine margins between whether he was offside or onside, I don't think the pictures were at the perfect time to determine whether or not he was off or on. I think it was inaccurate.
So you don't think Spurs have benefited twice in a recent history from VAR calls? One being in the Champions League and one against that game against Man City again?
Yeah, that is very true. That is very true.
So I mean, when you know, when I call as black and white as offsides, to me, I mean, I get it. You might not like the frames and the angle that they use, but I mean, all these teams signed off, and based on those frames, he is offsides, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's a fair point. But for me, it's just like, like I said, like I don't think that from that situation, Son had a clear advantage over the defender. You know what I mean? Like that inch, like I don't think would have made as much of a difference. You know what I mean? But you know what I mean? Yeah, like you said, you're right. Like if you're offside, and it got caught. But it's just like I think VAR to take the fun out of the game a little bit.
You think so?
VAR is not being used correctly.
Wait. You don't find this drama and this stuff to talk about every week fun? I mean, without VAR, I wouldn't be having this kind of drama right now.
Bro,
yeah, but it's a bit repetitive.
It is. I've seen VAR make mistakes already this season, so I'm like, it's taking the mick a bit, you know, like.
Well, the referee, the FA admitted over the international break that, but before the international break, there's been 4 incidents where VAR have got the call incorrect.
Yeah.
So it's not like it's a perfect system anyway. But I think I don't have anything against VAR itself, because at the end of the day, it's just a fucking video from what has happened. Like it's just a recording of what's happened. It's like a fucking TV screen. You see what's happened. I think the issue is how it's being used, and it's not being used in certain situations. Like for fouls, for example, I feel when it's a lot more subjective, it's not being used enough, and it's not being used correctly. I feel like they're very hesitant to overturn a referee's decision.
Yeah, I think because the referees do make mistakes, and like
Exactly.
Yeah, and that's the whole point of VAR is to correct their mistakes. I don't think they should be shy about that.
Exactly. They're using VAR to justify a referee's decision instead of to ensure that the ref makes the correct decision. It shouldn't be used to justify the ref. It should be used to correct him.
The
Exactly.
thing is, guys, you gotta look at how the use is written in the law. It can only overrule a referee if it is a clear and obvious error. That is it.
I think the fact that you've got a video though, like you should be able to do it more often. Like obviously that's something that they'd have that whoever's making the rules have to change. But I think the fact you have a video, even if it's not clear, you can review it and zoom in. Like the cameras are madness, so they shouldn't be getting decisions wrong. You know what I mean?
What I'm wondering is that you know how VAR is like used in some fucking office hundreds of miles away or whatever, and another referee looks at it. Why isn't it like in the Champions League where the referee can see himself?
By the side of the pitch.
Yeah, by the side of the pitch.
Yeah.
Different technology, maybe different contractor.
Yeah, from Premier League and
from Premier League to Champions League. Probably a different vendor, AK.
Yeah.
Different protocol.
Fuck the protocols, man. VAR should be used to make the correct decisions.
I think VAR is gonna pop up again later on.
Yeah.
Some of the other games, but I mean, are we really gonna spend time on Man City? Ass raping Watford? Is that fair? Pile on? I mean, at this point, I think it's assisting the crime.
Yeah.
Like when I was growing up, my mum said rape is bad. I don't think Pep's mum told him that. Like, fam, Pep's mum needs to have a word with him. Like,
you just know this man was in the change room, like, right, you fucking dumbasses, yeah. We got beat by a Norwich fucking City last week, yeah. None of that shit. We're playing another team in yellow. If there's not at least 5 at half time, you'll do a sprint all week next week. And they were like, oh, hell no. And that's why they scored all them goals, bro. I'm telling you. He must have had their mums at gunpoint for them to score 8 goals. Do you know how ridiculous that is? Oh my gosh, bro.
Oh no.
It's a hell of a response, man. I mean, like you say, you lost at Norwich and you play a Champions League game after. You win 3-0, and then you come and play a home Premier League game, and you just whop a team 8-0. I mean, Man City sent not just a message to the Premier League. I think they let the entire Europe know that centre back or no centre back, we're here, and they're the most lethal team to play.
They scored more goals in one game than most teams have this Premier League season so far.
Facts.
That's ridiculous. They made Watford look like an under-8 Sunday League team. What? I don't understand.
Did you watch that game?
I saw snippets of it. Yeah, and it was literally just Watford defending for their lives and City
laying
laughing
down.
as they pummeled them.
Because what I'm wondering is Ben Mendy came back from like months out and he started that game, but he got taken off at half time. Was Pep like, no, 5-0's not enough. I need to put on another player, or did he get injured again? What's the crap with that?
I'm imagining he done it just to make sure he wouldn't get injured again. Because this game isn't close, so why risk it? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that was a precautionary substitution, hands down.
Because it wouldn't make sense. Like they need Mendy going forward. Like Zinchenko did a job covering for him, but you wouldn't really want Zinchenko as your first string left back going forward. You know.
Well, yeah. They didn't bring on Zinchenko. I think they brought that other geezer on, Angelino.
Yeah. So, I'd keep him. You don't need good players for that game. Like Watford have been abysmal all season. Like they've been terrible all season. Like every team they've come across so far has given them a hiding, apart from Arsenal.
It's the reason they're at the bottom of the league, right?
Yeah. Rock bottom. So
then, we were entertained after that by West Ham and Man United.
Ooh. Actually, you want to tell us the score?
West Ham beat Manchester United 2-0.
Oh, that's music to my ears. Oh, that sounded so good.
Mm-hmm.
I tell you what, Lamin, usually when Man United lose, I've kind of just given AK a good 5 minutes to just vent for a while and get all his emotions out there.
Should we go over to
just
Akchat's crying corner right now? Let's go over to Akchat's crying corner.
Yeah, I'm curious to know. Tell us, AK. I mean, give us your take.
Well, you need to ask me questions. Like, what do you
No,
want
no.
to say? United was shit from minute 1 to minute 90. Like, there's nothing else I could say.
You have no excuses.
No, none.
I'll be honest with you. Yeah, I thought Wan-Bissaka had a decent game apart from his crossing. His crossing was a bit doo-doo, but other than that, like he's looking good, bro.
Wan-Bissaka wasn't our issue today at all. And I don't think our defence was the issue either.
No, there's nothing going forward.
Yeah. Apart from, to be fair, I can't remember David De Gea making any saves apart from,
one from Anderson in second half.
Yeah. Like, West Ham didn't really trouble De Gea too much apart from obviously the 2 goals. But its issue was the midfield. Matic is starting to get into fucking Darmian territory in terms of I never want to see him in a fucking United shirt again.
When Mark Noble is running the show, yeah, and with his I'm West Ham fan diehard, yeah, but Mark Noble is 34 with a receding hairline, and he's like 5'8", and he bodied your team today.
I mean, he's 32, but I was surprised how I thought he was a lot older, to be fair, because he's been
34. I think he's older than LeBron. You know, I swear he's 34.
No, he's 32.
Oh, let me Google that because I thought he was old boy.
He just turned. No, that's what I thought as well. I thought he's been around for time.
Oh damn, he's been about for 16 years. He started when he came through when he was 16.
Yeah, like he turned 32 a handful of months ago.
Jesus Christ. Anyway, that doesn't take away from the fact that you let him body your midfield today. Mark Noble ran the show.
Yeah,
he ran the whole game from start to finish.
What I said earlier is I was pissed off from 1 o'clock onwards, which is before the match even started. That's because I think Ollie got his team selection wrong.
Lemon, I can't let him get away that easily. Like from episode 1, he has talked too much shit about his team. He told me they were the fittest team in the league. He told me this youth movement was going to come good. He told me all these signs were going to come good. Right? And here you waltz into West Ham's territory and got walloped. Right? So talk to him about your manager. Talk to him about your manager's tactics. Is OGS the man you want going forward?
I'm willing to give him time, yeah.
Okay. I respect that.
Like, I'm not like one of them fans who is just like, 1 loss, I want Ollie out. Next time we win.
No. Yeah, let me tell you how United fans are. Last year, y'all wanted Jose Mourinho gone from like game 2. But in actuality, Jose Mourinho had 10 points at this time of the year compared to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has 8.
Fam, you do realize
y'all have not played good football all year, bro. And don't bring up that Chelsea game. If you bring up that Chelsea game, I'll come fly to England and slap the shit out of you.
Wait, United. No, that's why I'm fucking fuming with today, because today's the only time where I just can't justify our performance.
You told me that 2 weeks ago when y'all lost to what's his name, Vistagard and Southampton, or dropped points there.
Yeah, we drew to them.
Yeah, and then when you lost to Crystal Palace, you told me, oh, we didn't look good.
No, I didn't. I thought we've looked pretty decent in all games apart from today.
Y'all have looked like shit all season. You have had nothing going forward since minute 1 of game 1. Nothing.
Everyone's been saying, "Oh yeah, Lukaku's gone," or it's starting to look like you need him, bro.
You needed Romelu. We talked about the need for Romelu Lukaku last week, and here's a prime time where you need goals. Rashford is injured now, right? And you're about to start Jesse Lingard, who can't even control a pass at centre forward.
You might as well start Ole Gunnar Solskjaer up front, you know. At this rate.
We don't have a striker. We might have to, you know.
Yeah, bro.
Oh my god.
What do you do, kits for him, you know?
No, like, I'm not going to go over the top. Like, I'm not going to fucking call for Ollie's head or anything like that, because I trust. I think he's done a lot for us.
What has he done?
Fam, he has gotten rid of so much deadwood.
But you need that deadwood right now.
Sorry?
You need it.
What?
You need that deadwood right now.
No, I would no, not at all. Not at all. I would rather fucking have the team that we have now than have the likes of fucking Valencia, Darmian, Sanchez, Lukaku, Fellaini. Like, I don't want any of them players in my fucking team.
Yeah, but you're not doing any. You wouldn't be doing worse with them.
You're doing worse without them.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, Lukaku had the first touch of a donkey sometimes, but the man would get you goals. Like, Fellaini would literally be a super sub who could only be effective at the end of games when he needed to elbow someone. But he'd do what you need him to do. Like, you can't chuck away those options because, yeah, we're Man United, we're a big team, but stuff's changing now. You need to make sure that you can get replacements for these guys before you're sending them out. You know what I mean?
It's not just what they offer on the pitch, mate. It's the whole fucking attitude behind the scenes.
But does Rashford have the best attitude?
For example, with West Ham last season, right? Marco Arnautovic. He was doing bits for you, but he was fucking toxic behind the scenes. What have you done? You got rid of him.
We didn't want to get rid of him, bro. We was actually prepared to be like, yo, you had a good spell last season. We gave him a new contract. We was like, big man, we want you to be our striker. Come on, let's go forward with you. And then he was like, yeah, that's calm, but the Chinese guys said they'll give you more money, so let me go. And then we were like, calm, you can go. But that wasn't a choice. If we had the power over that situation, we would have kept him.
Well, so you're saying Arnautovic is bigger than your club?
No, we're not saying Arnautovic is bigger than our club.
Okay.
That's essentially what you're saying. You were like, I don't care what he's like behind the scenes, but I want him at my club because he does bits for us.
No, if he didn't want to leave, he wouldn't have left. Yeah. But if he was happy to be at West Ham, he would have stayed at West Ham.
Yeah,
he didn't want to go, and so
that's like with any other fucking player. Lukaku want to be at United, and because
this is
the thing. You didn't go and replace Lukaku, did you? We got Aller, we got Ajeti, we got players to replace Arnautovic. Who did you get to replace Lukaku?
No one.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's the issue.
That's not only fault. That's the board's
fault. Hold on. Time out. Quick question.
Then you need to still get people in to replace them. That should be in the works from before.
So wait.
In the works from before.
AK.
Yeah.
Pogba been wanting to leave for 2 summers now, right?
Yeah.
And he stayed at your club 2 summers. So is he bigger than your club by your own metric?
At this point, yeah.
Bro, that shouldn't be something that you're willing to admit, bro. I didn't think Arnautovic was bigger than our club ever.
The difference between Lukaku and Pogba is we felt that we could be fine without Lukaku, whereas we would be shit without Pogba.
Okay. Yeah, to be fair,
we need Pogba. We need Pogba more than we needed Lukaku. So we were like, right, if we want to get rid of one, let's get rid of Lukaku.
Okay, now answer me this question: would you have done worse if Lukaku was playing today?
Honestly.
We still would have lost even with Lukaku today.
That is bullshit.
I think you would have scored at least. Because, bro, I'm West Ham.
We didn't create anything today. Like, Lukaku doesn't create things.
If you got Lukaku one-on-one with Aaron Cresswell, it's over. Finished. Even if you got him one-on-one with Ogbonna, maybe.
Yes,
he's a target in the box.
We couldn't get him one-on-one because we.
He's a target in the box, AK.
Sorry.
He's a target in the box. You know that, right?
He's a big boy.
He's a target man.
We couldn't create anything, so he would have been fucking feeding off scraps.
You got enough corners and stuff in that game. Like, I think obviously going forward, you guys weren't great, but I reckon if he was there.
Okay, we got enough corners, right?
Mm-hmm.
Last season, how many goals did Lukaku score from a corner?
Bro, it's not about last season. It's about the possibility of him being there. You didn't have anyone there once Rashford went off. Who was there to even the one chance in the second half you had that was clear cut and Fabianski saved it? Harry fucking Maguire was the one shooting.
Yeah, so it fell to him in the box, like.
Yeah, but then why can't it? That's what I'm saying. If that was Lukaku, I'm more confident Lukaku would have put that away. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. It's not about Lukaku was X, Y, Z. It's that you needed a replacement for him. But because Man United are with Man United, you thought you could get someone, and now you haven't. It's looking a bit peak. That's what I'm saying. With West Ham and Arnautovic, I think it's different because we had striker targets in the pipeline already.
19 goals Romelu Lukaku scored last season. I don't see one player on your pitch that's capable of scoring 15.
Fine, that's your opinion then.
I mean, at what point are you going to admit that this is Ferguson United? At what point? What is the philosophy of your team? What is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer? What is he?
Hello?
Yeah.
Tell me about your team. What is his philosophy? What is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer?
What the fuck's going on here?
Oh, I don't think you can hear us. Can you hear me, actually?
He can hear us all right. He ain't got no answer for us.
Hello?
Hello.
Can you hear us now, AK?
Hello?
I'm pretending to have technical difficulties. You know what? I'm gonna let him off the hook. Let me see if he'll speak up when we get to Arsenal, Aston Villa.
Yeah. Oh, he's disconnected to it.
Oh shit, he left.
How do you add people back?
Like this.
Calm.
We'll pull him back in. We lost AK. There he goes. There he goes.
Back.
Did I fuck up the recording?
No, you're good. I just brought
Okay,
you back
you
in.
did. So I don't know what the fuck happened there.
So I was asking you. So
Yeah.
tell me, what is Ole Gunnar OGS's philosophy? What is he as a manager? Does anybody know that by now? Is he guessing? Does he have a plan?
Yes, he has a plan, which is shown by his team. Well, not today, but the way he shaped the squad.
What is the plan?
What is it?
He wants. What do you mean? He wants to fucking get rid of the deadwood, which he has, and build towards a youthful attacking side that can counter-attack and that can press.
So he has had a year or half a season head start against Chelsea, and Chelsea's youth players look 10 times better than Manchester United's youth players.
Okay, you say that.
So far.
United's youth players have come straight from the academy, whereas Chelsea's youth players have had seasons on loan in the Championship. So they've had time and seasons to hone their craft and to learn.
So why didn't y'all do that?
Yeah, that was my next question. Whose fault?
Why don't y'all do it?
It's Man United's fault. It's not
That's
Chelsea's
your
fault.
fault.
They did good by sending shit ton of players out on loan and getting them back ready to play in the league. That's
Fam,
not a bad
it's
thing.
the first time it's worked out for Chelsea. They've been sending them out on loan for years, and this is the first time it's worked out for them because they've been hit with the transfer ban and because they've been forced to. Like,
Okay,
you can't say that Chelsea did this by design.
AK, time out. Let me ask you something. Before Sir Alex Ferguson took over, when was the last time United won a Premier League title?
Well, the Premier League wasn't fucking
Well,
there.
let's call it that for lack of a better term right now, AK. When was the last time y'all won a top flight title? Before Ferguson.
Fergie. Oh, God.
Probably in the 1950s.
Late 60s, maybe? So about 15 years before Fergie came. Because I think Fergie came in 84, and it took him about 6 years to win his first trophy.
All right, so fam, this is can I be truthful with you right now, man? Can I say what Man United fans don't want to hear?
Mm-hmm. Do it, bro. Preach.
Y'all were dominant in the 90s, right? Y'all had a nice little golden generation and was generating a bunch of revenue and had one step ahead of all these other clubs. So you were continuously winning all these trophies, right? And then one smart man by the name of Roman Abramovich came in and gambled and plunged into Chelsea and started to interrupt that championship winning formula, right? Then came the Manchester City owner that decided to plunge as well. And he has come in and bought several trophies. And now Manchester United are finally playing on a level field where they don't have the dominant resources. They can't attract top players anymore. Manchester United right now is the equivalent of a mid-table team. They don't have a coach. They don't even have a proper owner.
Okay. And what's your point?
I need y'all to wake up, man. Stop preaching about Marcus Rashford and all these players. Your club is shit. These results. This is going to be a recurring theme every week. Let me tell you something. Next week, Monday, you play Arsenal. And that's going to be a fork road for both you and Arsenal. Because both of you are trying to take
minus one. Both gonna lose somehow.
Both of those clubs have to win that game to have some reputable win on your resume. For Arsenal, they need to win an away game against a top 16. For United, they need to prove to us that Old Trafford is still a fortress. And I mean, this next week Monday could be the beginning of the end for you guys. You might finish 16th. I picked y'all to finish 9th, but god damn it, man, show some fight.
I love your over-the-top reactions, honestly.
Nah, bro,
it's not over the top, dude. It's the results.
Yeah,
all Ole Gunnar has to show is the first 8 or 9 games when he took over. After that, he has been shit. He got the defensive reinforcements he wanted, right?
Sorry?
I see he got the defensive reinforcements he wanted.
Yeah.
Y'all broke the bank on 2 players.
Yeah.
It's a cute story. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer coming in and filling in. He's really just keeping the seat warm for somebody else. Y'all need a real manager for starters. This can't continue.
Fam, I love this over-the-top reaction. Like, I just love it. You know, Spurs and Chelsea have the same points as us.
Yeah, but the difference is
it's a difference.
Better than those teams in most of our games.
No, you haven't.
Have you watched every single United game?
I've watched maybe 85% of them.
Really? I don't think you have, mate.
Who have you played against this season? So you lost to Palace, West Ham, and
that's it.
And
you won 2, lost 2, drawn 2, innit?
Yeah.
You're tied with a 10-man Southampton. 10 men.
Yeah, bro, that's poor.
You couldn't break down 10 men, dude. Like, in what galaxy are you playing better than any Spurs or Arsenal or Chelsea in that matter?
Fam, like there is literally nothing I can say to convince you, and there's nothing you can say to convince me. Like, I'm not panicking. Like, that's it.
If you're not panicking, why were you pissed off from 1 p.m. kickoff? Why were you pissed off? If you're not panicking, you wouldn't be pissed off.
That is flawed logic. You can be annoyed at a game and not be like angry at the whole fucking mood around the club.
You ain't say annoyed. You said pissed off from the first minute. That's a big difference. If you're pissed off from the first minute, I
didn't agree with the first 11 today. Mata and Matic shouldn't have started.
You know what, man? You can dance and tiptoe all you want, but you know, you'll be the last one to come to the party.
We can use that as a segue to move on to obviously Man United's opponents next, Arsenal, innit?
Yeah.
They played Aston Villa today. And they got a 3-2 victory. I think I'm gonna start by saying I think that's harsh on Aston Villa, to be fair. I think they played well. They obviously took the lead and took lead twice. And I think they'll be fine to stay up this year, but obviously, Arsenal just had the class at the end of the day, didn't they?
Yeah.
Villa are in the relegation zone at the moment.
I think they've got enough talent to survive, though. I think they got Heaton in goals, experienced goalkeeper. They got Mings at the back, who is an absolute beast. Like, he kept Haller at bay the other night when West Ham played Villa. They got Jack Grealish, who looks decent. They got Jota, who looks. Is it Jota? Oh, no. Yeah, I think they have their own version of Jota. I think they got one, and he looks pretty good.
McGinn's pretty decent, and Wesley.
Wesley exactly took the words out of our mouth. So I think they'll be fine. I think they'll pick up wins and pick up good draws throughout the season.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think speaking about Arsenal, bruv, again, I think Arsenal again in a position they seem to be making progress on paper, but in practice they still don't look as convincing as I'd think they'd want to look.
Well, that's the thing with the players that they have up front, they could literally score at any moment.
Yeah, that front three.
That's why they've been bailing out that defence for time, bro. Aubameyang, and I know he was injured today, but Lacazette. Like, the thing is, Arsenal is just like pretty much the complete opposite to like United. Like, Arsenal's attack are insane, but their defence is shambolic.
Yeah, it's literally like sometimes it's painful to watch them defend.
Yeah.
Like as a professional football team in the top flight, like they get opened way too easily sometimes.
I mean, you do have to give them some sort of leeway because they are playing a midfielder at right back and they're playing the choice.
Right. I was waiting for you to segue back to that because for the start of the season, Arsenal hasn't played with their first choice defenders. The start of the season, United has played with their first choice attackers and still can't create. So I don't know what to tell you.
What I will say is that they've brought in recent seasons Socrates and David Luiz because they wanted to strengthen up that centre back spot. You know, over the years they've had the likes of Mertesacker, Koscielny, Mustafi, and all these fucking clowns at the back.
Koscielny wasn't a bad player. Let's be real. He wasn't bad.
Years, but for the last few years he's been injury prone. So they've had all these clowns at the back, right? And they bought Socrates and Luiz because they thought they'd be commanding centre backs. They'll be telling the midfielders when to push up, when to stay back, when to be tight, when to tuck in. But they've done none of that and showed none of that leadership.
Luiz was an 8 million placeholder. So you need to take that pressure off. They didn't buy Luiz to be their number one centre back or whatever you just said a while ago.
Well, who would their number one centre back have been?
I mean, they're counting on Mr. Holden to come back because they're.
No. I mean, over this summer, if you're saying Luiz wasn't their primary centre back target, who was?
I don't know who their primary centre back target is. To tell you the truth,
centre back target was Upamecano from RB.
Because I mean,
he's like a 20-year-old French centre back and they were expecting him to fucking command that defence against David Luiz, who's a multiple-time league winner with both PSG and with Chelsea. I think he's won more than one league.
Yeah, I think he won. Yeah, he was there for both. I think
there are probably 4 or 5 centre backs in the world that can come into any team and transform a defence and have the kind of impact you're talking about. And they cost more than $80 million if I'm a betting man, right? So, as I was saying, Arsenal wasn't in the position to buy a centre back like that. In this case, they were betting on the future and the promise of Rob Holding. Their goal was to develop him and link him up with that backline of Tierney and Bellerin, and they need to see what they have first before they can spend to the future. And right now, they don't know what their backline is without seeing them healthy. They play as one single unit.
That's a good point. I think they'll be boosted by Tierney coming back when he's fit because he looks like a real talent, and hopefully that can help them seal the deal. You know.
Yeah, that's the only reason why I'm not critical of Arsenal because that really is. I genuinely don't know what they're supposed to look like.
Yeah. I think as well, in terms of them defensively, we need to give Guendouzi some more time. Because
Guendouzi's a fucking baller, mate.
He played so well today.
Yeah, he's good. I like him.
Yeah. And he's only, he's 20, 21, I think?
Yeah, something like that.
Bro, honestly, okay, this might sound a bit ridiculous and I might sound like a biased West Ham fan here, but if he can have a similar impact and trajectory as Declan Rice, then he's going to be calm. He will be perfectly calm. Because I think he's technically better than Rice, but I think Rice's defensive capabilities are much higher. But them two, if they go on a similar trajectory, bro, they'll both be starring for their countries and being world beaters soon in midfield. They both got the potential, especially Guendouzi. Technically, is very good.
But I mean, still,
you're not 10 million too much because he's young, right?
Say again?
I said you're not going to go in on them because they're young players who are learning their trade.
No, they're getting results. Actually, and they came back from 10 men behind and won the game 3-2. So, I mean, you can't really get down on them too much. They showed the fight, unlike your team. So, next week Monday, we'll be getting on them, though. Don't worry. Their time is coming, AK. Their time is coming. I'm going to get them, too. I'm going to get them.
All right, then move on to the last game.
Yeah.
That was the Chelsea-Liverpool.
The main event?
Yeah, the main event of today. And I think Liverpool just showed why they've won every game this season, really. It's literally clinical, defensively solid for the most part. Typical Liverpool performance in the Premier League these days, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I like I like the most as a Liverpool fan. I
Mm.
like that Mane and Salah could have been kept in check, and we
Yeah,
found a way to grind out a result on the road at Stamford Bridge.
yeah.
I mean, that's huge. I don't last season. I don't think we'd be doing stuff like that. You know.
For real. It shows that the character across the squad there, like the people, like the team wants to win. Like after that, I think after the taste of success you got with the Champions League, I think this season is the season that you have to fucking win. If City take it from Liverpool again, bro,
Yeah.
I don't know. I think you're done.
Yeah, I think that Champions League win was a massive moment for Liverpool because prior to that they were always classed as those nearly men,
Bridesmaids, but never the bride.
nearly men. Like similar in a way to Spurs because over the last few years, prior to last season, Liverpool and Spurs were seen as on a similar playing field. Great, play great football, attack well, defend well, but they just haven't won anything. But that Champions League for Liverpool has really like switched their mentality into winners, and that's why I remember Jose Mourinho saying years ago that the reason why he prioritized when he comes to a new club, the reason why he prioritizes the League Cup is because he wants to instill that winning mentality into a squad.
Okay.
So if you look at his track record, I think in every single club he's come to in the Premier League, he has always won the League Cup in his first season because he wants to get the players.
Except Real Madrid. Except Real Madrid.
Sorry?
Except Real Madrid.
I said Premier League.
Well, you said when Mourinho goes to a new club, so I was thinking of all the
League.
clubs he went to.
In Chelsea's first spell, in his second spell at Chelsea, and at United's when he came to United, in his first season he always won a trophy.
But he didn't win the Premier League title for Man United.
Yeah, he's never won.
Major trophy?
Fam, that is not the fucking point I'm making, you cunt.
No, I lost it for a second. I'm really trying to hear what you're saying. Because I thought I heard you said that for every club he went to, he won the trophy the first year. The domestic league.
Yeah. No, he's won the League Cup in every... Fuck. Lamin, please tell me you understand what I'm trying to say.
Yeah,
no, I didn't hear you. I genuinely didn't hear you. I lost you for a second.
All right. So every time he goes into a new club, he wants to instill that winning mentality. That's why he that's why he goes full out for like the League Cup, right? Right?
No, I'm listening to you. Go on.
Yeah. So he wants to instill that winning mentality. That's so important at a club, and that's why Pochettino has, in my opinion, has failed at Tottenham because he came out with a quote. He said, "Winning trophies isn't the be all and end all. Winning trophies always only boosts your ego." And I'm like,
what's the whole point?
Well, that's a different issue.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Klopp,
that's a different issue.
Champions League is so important because it's got his players that taste of winning trophies. Before that Champions League, how many players in your squad have won trophies?
What, Liverpool?
Well, a couple of things I want to address first. A couple of things before I answer that question. One, I think those are two separate issues when you're judging what Mourinho said compared to what Pochettino said, because of what Pochettino said, which was so out of line when he said winning trophies is not that important. That shows you his mentality altogether.
That's what I'm saying. That's my point.
Fair.
That's the difference between Liverpool and Tottenham. In terms of their playing style, they were very similar. When Klopp first came in and when Pochettino's come in, the job that they've done in their first few years was very similar. Young, energetic, attacking team, right? Mm-hmm. But the difference is Klopp has superseded Pochettino now in terms of his progression with their respective clubs because he's won that trophy.
Yeah. Do you think that if Tottenham beat Liverpool in the Champions League final, that we'd be sitting here discussing this, but the other way around, or do you still think we'd be discussing Liverpool running away with the Premier League?
No, I think if Spurs had won that Champions League, I think Liverpool would still be where they are now.
Yeah,
because I think they're such a good team. But I think Spurs would be doing a lot better.
We did the year before too. We lost to Real Madrid and won the first 6 games in a row.
Yeah.
So, regardless of whether Liverpool won that Champions League or not, I think they still would have
Been one of the big boys in the Premier League this year.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so I agree.
But then I do remember talking on this podcast a couple of weeks ago. The last time Liverpool finished second and failed to win the league was in 2009. And I said Liverpool are in a much better position this season, the year after finishing second, than they were last time in 2010 or whatever it was. Because last time they lost their best players. I think they lost Xabi Alonso and Mascherano.
Yeah.
And they might have lost Torres the following 6 months later, I think.
Yeah, he went to Chelsea in January, didn't he?
No, we lost Torres before that because we had Suarez starting for us when we came second. So what's his name? Couple of things.
I'm talking about the 2009 one, sorry.
Couple of things. Torres wasn't a part of that team that finished second.
In 2009 he was.
He was not. It was Luis Suarez, Raheem Sterling, Philip Coutinho, Daniel
2009! You dumb fuck! 2009!
I can't hear you.
Oh my god, fucking dead accent. That voice you put on was fucking...
We didn't finish second with
2009!
We didn't finish second with Torres in our team. What are you talking about?
Sometimes I doubt you're a Liverpool fan.
We did not finish second with Torres on our team, AK.
Yes, you did. In the 2008-2009 season, you finished second.
Who won the league that year? United?
United won. That was our third in a row.
Wait. Are you talking about Brandon Rodgers? What are you talking about?
The last 2 times Liverpool finished second in the league, right? The following summer and the following January, they lost their best players. In 2009, they lost Mascherano, Xabi Alonso, and Fernando Torres. In 2013-14, they lost fucking Luis Suarez and some other cunt who was important as well.
No,
this,
I'm losing my signal.
This time, they've kept hold of their best players. And the reason is because they won the fucking Champions League, bruv.
Dude, I'm losing my signal. I can't hear you. You're in and out.
Oh, I'm dead. Fucking hell.
I can't hear him.
Bro, what is it? Can you hear me?
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Hello?
Oh, Remain can't hear either of us, I don't think.
Oh, fam, this is a fucking nightmare, bro.
Bro, just wait. I think the call disconnected.
Hey, wait! I can hear you now. It's my bars, man. It keeps for 1 minute I'll go into 4 bars and then it goes down to 1 bar. I keep losing my internet connection for some reason today.
Oh yeah, boring. But all internet's boring. These internet companies are like, we give you the best connection, and they just steal your money
and fuck me over.
Yeah, literally.
Oh shit! What's AK screaming about now?
No, he was just on about how you came second in 2009.
Basically, in a nutshell, I'm saying Liverpool are a lot better now, even though they didn't win the league last season because they kept hold of their best players. Whereas in 2009 and in 2014, after every season you finished second, you'd lost your best players.
Yeah, that's fair. But they're probably frustrated because we didn't win a trophy.
It took me about 20 minutes to say that one fucking thing. Jesus Christ.
Calm down, man. I know that the sting of West Ham has you on edge a little bit, but my God, calm down.
Oh, no, you know what it is? Your internet connection pisses me off, bro.
Well, first of all, we lost you for a second. I had to add you back.
Yeah, that's true.
And then y'all lost me.
Oh, fucking hell.
Anyway, where was we? We was talking about yeah. Let's have a little chat about Chelsea, innit? Because I think Chelsea are quite interesting. I think they did the right today, not getting blown the fuck out, but they're a mixed bag, aren't they?
It's similar to the back end of last season where it seemed like no fucker wanted top 4, and it's like
that was the funny. It was like who can finish 5th? It was like 5th is the new second. Though.
Exactly, it was like the fucking fam. It was like the players would get 20 million quid each if they finished 5th. Or wanted 4th. Like
they got sick of the Champions League music, bro.
Spurs got sick of the United shit. Arsenal was shit. Chelsea was shit. And it was just like, who fucking wants fourth power? We're giving it to you.
No one wanted their away days to fucking Napoli, bro. Everyone was like, fuck that shit. I want to stay at home and play FIFA.
Exactly.
Bro, that was a joke, bro. But yeah,
And
Chelsea,
it's the same thing this season.
yeah,
It's
No,
literally is.
teams won it.
Fucking dropping points. Spurs are. Chelsea are. Like,
That is true.
I mean, I did have Leicester finishing in the top 6 in my prediction.
Over West Ham, though.
What?
Over West Ham.
No, I can't remember. I think I had West Ham in like 9th or something.
Oh, you're rude. There's one thing I'm gonna say, yeah, and I hope everyone who's listening to this podcast listens to this, yeah. Why does no one think that West Ham are as good as Leicester? I don't understand why.
I
really
do.
don't.
I do.
Your midfield
Romain
isn't as
has a
good
brain,
as
bro.
Leicester's.
Pardon?
All right, let's go through a 1 to 11 of West Ham and Leicester. Right, who's keeper
better than Schmeichel? Straight up, that's not even a joke. Fabianski's better than Schmeichel.
No,
No,
What do you mean? No, are you ill?
Schmeichel's
Are you ill? What? No way.
Mate, it's not Fabianski, it's Flappy Hansky, bro.
Bro, he's kept 3 clean sheets in his last 3 games.
Bro,
Fabianski is better than Schmeichel.
Schmeichel, no.
He's not Lamin. I'm sorry, he's not, bro.
You man
He's
are
not.
tripping.
Schmeichel is better than Fabianski, bro.
No, he's not, bro. You're tripping.
All right, now
who had the most saves in the Premier League last season? Tell me that.
Fam, that's like saying fucking De Gea had like one of the best fucking save percentages last season. I was like, yeah, because he's fucking saved he's faced like 1 billion shots.
Yeah, but that means the defense is shit, not the goalkeeper, innit?
Yeah, but obviously the more shots you face, the more chance the higher your.
He still fucking saved them. He still saved those shots. If he didn't save them, they were goals. Why do you take this away from him? You should be giving it to him.
Bro,
if he didn't save that,
he's a championship winning goalie, bro. He's a Premier League title winning goalie. Didn't Fabianski like flop at Arsenal or some shit?
No, he was their backup goal. He was their backup goalie for years.
Yeah, he couldn't break through at Arsenal, but no, bro. It's not even close.
Fabianski's better than Schmeichel.
All right, well, fine. We'll give you that one.
We'll leave him with that. Yeah.
Right back.
Who's their right back? Is it Pereira? Is he
Pereira?
And then we have Fredericks. I'll give you Pereira. Pereira.
Okay, fair.
Centre backs.
Soyuncu and Diop. Soyuncu and Diop. Diop is better than Johnny Evans, and if you tell me otherwise, I will come to Lincoln and tell you off. And I'll call your mum. You're not telling me Johnny Evans is better than Issa Diop. That's not happening.
I'll give you Issa Diop. So Soyuncu and Diop, right?
And then I'll give you Ben Chilwell at left back.
Ben Chilwell at left back, right?
Yeah.
Who's holding midfielders better? Ndidi or fucking who's your holding midfielder?
Declan Rice.
Rice.
I take Rice over Ndidi.
No, Ndidi's one of the best DMs in the league. Like, don't at me.
Declan Rice is too, bro. I mean, that's an even squash, bro. That's even. That's a squash.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, let's do either or.
His same argument, right? Lamin's same argument was Fabianski's better than Schmeichel because he's saved more shots, right?
Can I stop? Hold on.
Ndidi has more tackles and more interceptions than Declan Rice.
Okay.
Let me simplify for you.
By that same logic, Ndidi's better than Rice.
Hold on, AK, hold on. You look at the team on paper, which is not really fair. I said West Ham is better because they have a better coach, a championship winning coach. That is, Brendan Rodgers is a bum. I'm sorry. I'm not going to give him any credit for what he did in Scotland at Celtic. I just remember him being a failure.
I can agree with that.
I mean, it's Manuel Pellegrini. This guy is battle tested. He was at Real Madrid as well. I mean, and he comes to the Premier League, albeit from Manchester City in the early stages of the dynasty, right? Won the Premier League title.
He set the foundations for them there.
He did, man. Him and Roberto Mancini. That's them too. So, I mean, Brendan Rodgers has a lot to prove for me to just catapult that Leicester team ahead of West Ham. Where West Ham was there knocking on the door last season as well. I mean, I thought they could have caught up to the guys that wanted to fight for fourth place at one point.
Way too many. It was just we had way too many draws, bro, and we were sloppy in a few games where we shouldn't be. But for the most part of last season, we were contested. That there's a stat, and like we have picked up more points than Tottenham over the last 30 Premier League games.
Fam, West Ham has only one bad result, and it's a game against Man City this season. And that I will not hold that against them. Man City is going to beat the brakes off a lot of teams this season. All right?
Evidence of yesterday as well.
Yeah, they just gave somebody 8-zip. I mean, you'll see in time. We're not saying that Leicester is shit or anything, AK.
Yeah, no,
we just fight hard to put them above our West Ham. It's hard.
Because like, even if you look at attacking midfield, yeah, I wouldn't say personally that Maddison is better or he might be better, but if he is better, he's not much better than Lanzini. If anything, I think Lanzini might be a bit better.
Lamin, do you remember that clip of Slaven Bilic in the World Cup?
Which one?
When he was a pundit and he was like, to be honest, I don't care.
Yeah.
That's me right now. I don't give a fuck about West Ham. I don't give a fuck about Leicester. I don't care. Like,
you should start giving a fuck about the teams that you're going to be in and around in the Premier League now, mate.
Facts, Lamin, facts. Tell me.
I've actually stood up and I've just taken a bow. Thank you very much.
Oh, fam. Right. One bad result and everyone's like going over the top. Right.
No, you've had
a bad result against Crystal Palace. That happened, bro.
Fam, everyone's going over the top, honestly. No one's literally, I have not heard you lot say anything bad, really, about Spurs and Chelsea, right?
Yeah.
You know why?
I said I hate Spurs.
It's a different thing. Like, Chelsea has a transfer ban for 2 seasons. I mean, it will be impressive if they finish 4th. OGS had a half a season advantage ahead of Chelsea. OGS has done nothing in his managerial career to prove to us that he's capable of building a championship team. You lot are in love with him because he played for Manchester United. If that's the case, you might as well give it Ryan Giggs the job that year when he took over for David Moyes and y'all were playing exciting attacking football. Y'all didn't do it back then, right?
It's not going to change overnight. Like, right. I was fuming last season, right, over Mourinho.
Say it again. I didn't hear you, bud.
I said last season, right, when we were shit under Mourinho as well, I was wanting him out. I wanted, like, you know, half the squad to go because I was so fuming with the way we were playing. I'm not that mad.
Fam, let me correct you here. Last season, Mourinho was crying in the press conference saying, I need 2 defensive signings. He didn't get them. This season, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer got the defensive signings and has had less points.
He wanted Jerome Boateng, right? Jerome Boateng's past it.
He wanted Jerome Boateng, Tony Alderweireld. He had several targets, and those were just names that were leaked out, right? You guys were the only dumbasses that were.
How much would fam? Alderweireld, we would have had to pay about 50 at that point.
But he paid 80 for Maguire.
Yes, because Maguire's worth 80. Alderweireld was not worth 40 or 50.
Harry Maguire is worth 80 million.
No, fam, I'm not saying no one's worth even 1 million, I don't think, right? But that's just how the fucking market is. Maguire's younger, he's got experience and he has room to grow, right? Alderweireld was on the decline. So why would we spend 40 odd million for him at that point?
Maguire has 1 year on Mustafi and has statistics comparable to Mustafi, who the football world ridicule.
But I'm telling you, he was so expensive because he's English.
Yeah, I know.
I get that.
I told Romain that the other day. Like, I swear there might as well be an English tax.
I mean, yeah, I feel there.
You might as well fucking slap 20% on if you're English.
So why wasn't Man United smart enough, like Man City, to walk away from a negotiating table for $80 million? Because Man City could have spent it too.
We needed him more than Man City did.
Oh, really? Look at them now. They ain't got a centre back. Really?
Fam, I literally would have committed suicide if we had Jones and Smalling as our fucking starting centre backs.
That's what y'all had last year, AK. You had that last year, and you had more points at this period, and you were angry at Mourinho for saying he wanted defensive reinforcement. You got it, and you have less points. I don't get it.
Wait, did you say I was angry?
But you're not. You admit to me that you lack creativity and finishing going forward, but you like the football better this year than last season. That just doesn't make sense to me. How can you like it if you're willingly admitting that you guys cannot create and cannot finish? What is there to like?
No. All right, you need to go back and listen to an episode 2 episodes ago or something. Today we didn't create anything, right? Because we had Mata and Matic in midfield. In the previous games, we created plenty to win. We just weren't clinical enough.
Fam, I told you episode 1. Episode 1, I said I don't trust Manchester United because y'all lack creativity going forward, and y'all I can't count any striker to finish for y'all. 2 episodes later, you came on the air and told me y'all didn't get the points at Crystal Palace because y'all couldn't create. So you explained to the viewers again.
We created plenty in that game. We just couldn't finish it off.
You're tiptoeing, AK. You're tiptoeing with me again.
No, I think you're just. I think you just don't.
You're dancing now. You're Michael Jackson moonwalking right now, fam. You might, man.
But bruv, yeah, like I think United there's a lot of work to be done. There's a lot of pieces to be bought. But for me personally, I agree, and I think that stick with Solskjaer for a bit. But if by the end of the season you're not like January is big for you, you need to sign an attacking option in January. That's on Ole and the team. And if by the end of the season you guys aren't in a respectable position where you haven't got a good team to push forward for next season, or you finish hella low in the Premier League, like if you're not in at least a top 8, that's worrying. That's worrying.
And how you're trending right now, you don't look like a top 8 team, bro. You really don't.
Oh God!
And you said that your team is playing great football, not finishing. There's some teams right that aren't playing good football and are ahead of you right now. That's the scary thing.
Fam, results will come. Like I'm not worried at all.
You said that. You said that to me 2 weeks ago at Southampton. Yeah. You said that to me. You said that to me when you lost to Crystal Palace. And here you are telling Megan that results will come.
Fam, I'm not worried. Like there's nothing you can say to make me worried because I'm not.
I don't want to make you worried, bro. I'm already worried for y'all.
It's lying, bro.
It's not my team.
Well, then why do you care?
Because I don't want to see Manchester United get relegated. The world is good. So we have somebody where you have a nice. No, I'm being serious, bro. Listen, football is good when y'all are competitive. It's exciting. You know, but when y'all are just bottom feeders and grind out results and relying on penalty calls upon penalty calls. I think y'all might have had the most penalty attempts all season, by the way. But that's another subject for a different day.
Yeah, we have.
That is very true.
And even with with VAR, you can't deny. Like, I feel like. Yeah, go on.
Did we lose Lamin too?
No, I'm here still.
Oh, I thought Lamin was about to say something.
No, I wasn't. No.
Oh, fair. I've lost my train of thought. Not gonna lie.
No, go on.
VAR.
Yeah, like with VAR, you can't say that those penalties weren't deserved.
All right, I'll be honest with you. The one that you got against Leicester was not deserved. I thought that was very soft.
Right, but then the one that wasn't given against Crystal Palace.
Which one? Which one?
The one where you said that should have been a penalty, but it wasn't because Martial shot.
And today is an example. You notice Harry Kane attempted the same thing, but it scored, right?
Was he fouled before then?
Yeah, I thought he was there fumbling around. I thought he got hit a couple times.
Yeah.
He got hit a couple times.
I would have said that was a pen, bro.
Yeah, Anthony Martial attempted the same thing that Harry Kane did, but he missed the shot. Had Harry Kane not got his shot off?
If Harry Kane missed, are you saying that wasn't a penalty?
No, because he got the shot off. You're not supposed to get the shot off, bro.
Right, Lamin, what's your opinion? If you're fouled, but you still try and play on and shoot, does that mean that's not a penalty just because you shot, even though it was a foul beforehand?
It's an advantage.
I think that it's still a foul. Like I think it should be played as advantage.
Exactly. So that's my point. That's exactly.
So you get the shot off is your playoff advantage, AK. That's the point.
Not if you're on the floor, and you.
He took the shot off, AK. He was going down and he got the shot off.
That's still a foul. Just because you try to, oh, right. Everyone has a go for at players for being soft and for going to ground too easy, right? But when they do fucking try and play on, even though they were fouled, they don't get rewarded for it.
That time was justified. Like, I saw the hit that Marshall took. I mean, he was going down still trying to get the shot off naturally, dude. So nobody would have faulted him for just letting go and going down all the way. I don't think after those hits. Same for Harry Kane today.
Fam, you need to fucking figure out what side of the fence you're sitting on, because you're.
It's not me. I mean, that's why you didn't get the call, bro. That's all it is. It ain't me. It's football. That's how it is.
Right. Is that it for this episode then?
Somebody's gonna be mad next week.
Is there anything else we need to cover?
No, I think they had enough of us today.
How long is this recording been going on?
Nearly hour and a half.
we got Lamin here to make it shorter. We fucking made it longer.
No, there was a couple of technical difficulties, but other than that,
Lamin, you're fired.
Hey, Manky Boot family, appreciate y'all for listening to us today. Hope you have a good week.
Cheers, bros.